messed around with all the rules. Apologize then, realize I'm not different after all. Me and the boys thought we had it sussed. Valentino's all of us. My dad said we look ridiculous, but boy, we broke some hearts. In and out of jobs, running free, waging war with society. Dumb blank faces stare back at me, but nothing ever changed. Promises made in the heat of the night, creeping home before it got too light. I wasted all that precious time and blamed it on the wine. I was only joking, my dear, looking for a way to hide my fear. What kind of fool was I? I could never win. Never found a compromise. Collected lovers like butterflies. Illusions of that grand first prize are slowly wearing thin. Susie, baby, you were good to me, giving love unselfishly, but you took it all too seriously. I guess it had to end. I was only joking, my dear, looking for a way to hide my fear. What kind of fool was I could never win. Yeah, baby. Now you ask me if I'm sincere. That's the question that I always fear. Verse 7 is never clear, but I'll tell you what you want to hear. I try to give you all you want, but giving love is not my strongest point. If that's the case, it's pointless going on. I'd rather be alone. 'Cause what I'm doing must be wrong, pouring my heart out in a song, owning up for prosperity for the whole damn world to see. Quietly now, while I turn a page, Act one is over without costume change. The principal would like to leave the stage. The crowd don't understand.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? Say it again. Post the colors. Good evening. My name is Georgia Spalding, and I am the principal of East Bladen High School, and I welcome each and every one of you here today. Before we begin our program, I would like to go over some safety procedures. In the case that we may need to evacuate the building, our graduates and students and faculty have been instructed as to what and where to evacuate. They will be heading in a different direction than their loved ones. We ask that you entrust their safety in us, the faculty of East Bladen High School, as they are our loved ones. As far as the audience, everyone to the right, which is my left, at the top, you will evacuate down the stairs at the back, which would be the front, and exit through the front. Everyone seated below would exit through the doors beneath the bleachers. To my right, your left, again, everyone on the top would exit through the front doors, and everyone down below would then exit through the bleachers, through the side doors beneath the bleachers. This is a joyous occasion, and before we begin, I would like to give you, the audience, an opportunity to celebrate our graduates. So, everyone to my right, I would like for you to give our graduates a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. I know that everyone, thank you. Now, if I can ask this side to calm down 1 minute, I would like for everyone to my left to give the graduates a round of applause. Thank you. Now I'm going to ask for everyone's attention. I gave you an opportunity to do that because I know many of you are bursting with excitement. And so now, at this time, I'm going to ask that you remember that commencement ceremony is a formal academic ceremony. The intent is to recognize the academic achievement of our graduates. Out of respect for the occasion and the graduates, it is important that the behavior of our guests and students reflect a formal event. Courteous behavior of all guests is necessary for a dignified graduation ceremony. It is my intent that we as Eagles will soar high and represent East Bladen in a dignified manner. Loud, boisterous behavior detracts from the ceremony and can prohibit the hearing of the names of all graduates as they are announced. Each family member deserves the right to hear the name of their loved one as they are called to walk across the stage to receive their diploma. Each graduate deserves that respect. Police officers and staff members have been instructed to escort anyone out of the program who chooses to disrupt the ceremony with inappropriate or disruptive behavior. This includes, but may not be limited to, clapping or yelling while the graduates' names are being called, because we ask that you hold all applause until the last graduate has received their diploma. We ask that you, at this time, please take out all cell phones and silence them. And as courtesy to all East Bladen High School graduates and their guests, please do not leave the gym until the ceremony is completely over, unless you are asked to depart because of your behavior. The last graduate deserves as much respect as the first, and we as Eagles and our Eagle graduates are asking you that you give them that respect. We also ask that you allow for our students to exit the gym prior to you moving from your seat. At the conclusion of the ceremony, all graduates will be free to meet with their family, take pictures, inside and out. We look forward to sharing this commencement with all of the friends and family members here and with the class of 2023 of East Bladen High School. Thank you, and we are ready to begin the program.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure on behalf of the senior class of 2023 to welcome all family, friends, teachers, and administrators to our graduation ceremony. If the class of 2023 would please stand. I want to do the opposite as her, and I want y'all to look at your parents and thank you because they are the ones that got us where we are today. Y'all don't want to say thank you? Okay, you can maybe be seated. So thank you to all our parents. You have made a huge impact on us. Okay, congratulations, soon-to-be graduates. As I stand before you, I want you all to know today is a very important day in our lives. While we gather here to celebrate 13 long years of hard work and early mornings, We are also here to cherish the memories and accomplishments we made along the way. Now, when I look back on the past 4 years, I think they can accurately be described by a famous quote of author Charles Dickens. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. We had everything before us, but we felt like we had nothing before us. I truly believe this quote represents all the hopes, fears, dreams, and occasional struggles we fought through the past 4 years. I mean, really, who thought we would go through high school with masks, hand sanitizer, and virtual classes? Because I know I didn't. But now we're moving on from this chapter in our lives. I know some of us have plans, while some of us have absolutely no idea what we want to do in the future. And that's okay, but just in case y'all didn't notice, we are the class of 2023. Y'all get it? So, who would I be not to quote the best basketball player ever? I know some may be LeBron fans, but I myself am a Jordan is the GOAT fan club member. And it's not just about his basketball skills. I want everyone sitting here today to take what I'm about to say with you as you walk out the door into your next few chapters of life. Jordan believed the key to success is failure. Therefore, I want all of you to understand if you never fail in life, you simply must not be trying hard enough. Lastly, I'll leave you with this. 1 Chronicles chapter 28, verse 20. David is speaking to Solomon, his son. Be strong and courageous and do the work. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord my God is with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. Once again, welcome everyone to the 2023 graduation ceremony. And to my classmates, I wish you all the very best as you continue through to your next endeavor. And may God in his wisdom bless us with the success, even if it might take a little bit of failing first. Thank you.
Members of the Bladen County Board of Education that are present, please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all board members have been recognized. Mr. Tim Benton, Board Chair. Mr. Chris Clark. Mr. Harfeld Davis. Mr. Dennis Edwards. Mr. Steve Kwiatkowski. Mr. Keith Locklear. Mr. Glenn McCoy. Mr. Gary Rhoda, Mr. Mackie Singletary. Thank you. You may be seated. Bladen County Central Office that are present, please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all Central Office have been recognized. Dr. Jason Atkinson, Superintendent, Ms. Ann Brown, Ms. Kimbry Esters, Mr. Jerry Faulkner, Mrs. Deborah Guyton, Mrs. Susan Harrison, Mr. Benny Lennon, Mr. Brendan McCarthy, Mrs. Dana Mills, Mrs. Crystal O'Brien, Mrs. Amy Reeves, Dr. Dia Thomas, Mrs. Cheryl White-Smith. If there are any more Central Office staff present, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. Bladen County Board of Commissioners that are present, please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all county commissioners have been recognized. Mr. Ray Britt, Mr. Arthur Bullock, Mr. G. Michael Cogdale, Dr. Danny Ellis, Mr. Mark Gillespie, Mr. Rodney Hester, Mr. Cameron McGill, Dr. Ophelia Montgoins, Mr. Charles Ray Peterson, Mr. Gregory Martin, County Manager. Thank you. You may be seated. Last but not least, will all the parents of East Bladen High School graduating class of 2023 please stand? Thank you. You may be seated.
Good afternoon and welcome all. This is a big achievement for all of us, so let me extend my sincerest congratulations to the class of 2023. This event marks the end of our childhood and our first steps into our new adult lives. These are good times for us, and you should be proud of your achievements and hold your head high. You only get to graduate high school once. But life likes to take about as much as it gives, and not all of our moments will be this good. Some of us may already know this fact, and all of us are bound to learn it someday. So my job now is to impart some wisdom on y'all. This is asking a fish to run, but I will try to run nonetheless. I will start off with a quote by one Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. that goes, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But wherever you do, you have to keep moving forward." This line was originally given at a speech at the Spelman College in 1960. And his idea of movement is not new. It's likely as old as humanity itself. And to further elaborate, we must move further back. Now, many people may know my love for classical literature and shake their heads and wonder why. But I say something that can stand the maelstrom of time, resist the fires of war, and thrive through the death of generations must truly have something special to say. Indeed, many ancient writings reflect Dr. King's motion through adversity message, and I will give you two examples. The first example is one of my favorite literary works, the Odyssey. It was written down in the 7th to 8th century, but its oral tradition goes back much further. The story tells the travels of Odysseus on his way back home from the Trojan War. The headstorm god throws his boat off course, and he and his crew eventually anger Poseidon, god of the sea. So let me briefly go over all that Odysseus does in order to get home. He gets stranded on several islands. His crew is eaten by cannibals, cyclopses. They almost eat each other after some were turned into pigs. He has to travel to the underworld. He has to navigate monster-infested water. His remaining crew is killed off. And eventually he has to fight off the people trying to seduce his wife. Safe to say, he wasn't having a good day. But through it all, he never stopped. The multiple times that he was trapped on an island with a demigoddess or a sorcerer, he kept moving. But in order to move, you need something to move toward. For Odysseus, this motivation stemmed from a single-minded goal of seeing his family again. He latched on to that hope, and that allowed him to persevere. His crew did not have a similar hope. While they were looking at the shores of Ithaca about to arrive home, they were more concerned what Odysseus might be hiding from them in a magic bag than actually getting home. They lacked hope, so they doomed themselves. They had given up where Odysseus had not, and Odysseus persevered. Now, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a civil rights leader, but first and foremost, he was a man of God. And when he wrote the quote that I shared with you earlier, he spoke of my second example, the children of Israel. Now, you may know the history, but I will briefly go over it. After a famine in Canaan, Joseph leads his father Jacob and his brothers down in Egypt. Over time, they become slaves to the Egyptians, and the Lord eventually sends Moses to free them. After many miracles, the nation of Israel is freed from bondage, where they wander in the wilderness of Arabia with a promise from God that they will reach their home. Unfortunately for the Israelites, they were their own worst enemy. They were impatient and seemed to take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. The Israelites, while devoted to God, did so many things to defy him, like worshiping idols, blaspheming, and fighting amongst themselves. Because they lost their faith at times, they had to wander the wilderness much longer than they needed. Even their leader Moses sometimes lacked faith, and thus he never got to live in the promised land. Had they made better choices and held their faith, they would have made it home much sooner. After 40 years, though, they eventually did make it by faith in God's mercy. So we may be flying, running, walking, or crawling, but we are always moving forward and making progress. Some obstacles we will face will be completely out of our control, like Odysseus' problems. Others will be like the Israelites' problems, of our own doing. The easiest of these obstacles to overcome are the ones we make. After all, we put them there. These obstacles are completely avoidable and only come about by poor decisions and second guessing. But when they are set in place, we must move through them and learn from them so we won't repeat them. The most difficult and disheartening problems to overcome are the ones out of our control. These are the ones that Odysseus faced. These kinds of adversities can easily cause despair, thinking that a higher power wishes nothing but suffering upon us. But we shouldn't feel this way. Instead, we need to have a single-minded fixation to give us hope, like Odysseus and his family and the Israelites in God's promise, and we will persevere. I'll end this address with simply another quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., from the same speech that goes, "Keep moving, for it may well be that the greatest song has not yet been sung, the greatest book not been written, the highest mountain not been climbed. This is your challenge. Reach out, grab it, and make it a part of your life." Once again, I would like to congratulate you and urge you to find your passion. Take these first steps with confidence and grace. And remember, old friends, keep moving forward.
Will the East Bladen Class of 2023 Marshals please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all marshals have been recognized? Diamond Robinson, Chief Marshal. Lee Barnes, Halen Croak, Molly Evans, Jake Futrell, Divine Gardner, Reese Hester, Rodney Lacewell, Andrew Lynn, Emma McDuffie, Jair McElveen, Anaya McMillan Thompson, Maya Nixon, Connor Padrick, Cooper Padrick, Blaine Pope, Britt Sasser, Kiera Stacker, Bridget Taylor, and Lacey Young. Thank you. You may be seated.
Good afternoon, friends, parents, guardians, relatives, teachers, and my fellow class of 2023. It is an honor to be standing before you on such a memorable occasion as your co-valedictorian. I would like to begin by thanking the parents that raised us, the teachers that shaped us, and the friends that were the glue, simply holding everything together. Most of all, I would like to thank God for leading, guiding, and directing us throughout our lives. It has been an amazing journey, and one me and my fellow classmates will never forget. Class of 2023, we are officially finished with high school. Today, as we gather to celebrate this momentous occasion, I would like to begin by taking a moment to reflect on the symbol that has represented our journey throughout these transformative years, the eagle. As our school's proud mascot, the eagle embodies qualities that resonate deeply with our collective experiences and aspirations. Just like the eagle, we have soared to new heights, faced challenges head-on, and forged ahead with determination and grace. Now, let's take a moment to take each letter of the word eagle. E stands for embrace your uniqueness. Each of us are unique individuals with our own set of strengths, talents, and quirks. Think of an orchestra. Imagine our individual selves as a unique part of a huge symphony that is playing a beautiful, harmonious musical masterpiece. We each have equal importance to contribute to the music, yet we each have a unique key that we must play for harmony to exist. The way I relate this scenario is that each of us have a unique expression that is needed in this world. Psalm 139, verse 14 says, I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Embrace what makes you different and celebrate your individuality. A, aspire for greatness. Set high goals and aspirations for yourself. Believe in your potential and strive for excellence in all that you do. Some of you are heading into college, joining the workforce, joining the military, or maybe you were just taking some time for yourselves. Whatever you do, always give 100%, unless you are donating blood. That would not be good. Always strive to be the best that you can be. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service. Dare to dream big and work diligently towards making your dreams become a reality. G, gratitude for the journey. We all need to cultivate an attitude of gratitude for the journey we are on. We need to appreciate the lessons learned, the challenges faced, and the growth experienced along the way. As we have seen in the past 2 years, a lot can change. On Friday, March the 13th of our freshman year, we turned a 2-week spring break into TikTok dances, binge watching our favorite Netflix shows, and trying to do online homework. And let's be real, that was rough. Through overcoming adversity, whether it be learning through a pandemic over Zoom class that half of us probably slept through, or standing up together by wearing #LetUsPlay shirts for sports, we have been through a lot. However, take a minute to look around and realize that we made it through it. We were adaptable and able to overcome the challenge, even if that challenge may have just been getting up to go to class over Zoom. Always remain positive and upbeat about challenges. I ran a half marathon. Sounds so much better than I quit halfway through a marathon. We are the generation of change and can overcome every obstacle that life throws at us. Live a life full of gratitude for the experiences you face and the obstacles you overcome. L, learn from your failures and do not be afraid to fail. Fear of failing is going to talk to you every day of your life. Fear of failing will hinder you from moving your life forward and keep you out of the will of God for your life. Fear of failing will tell you that you will never measure up and that you should quit while you are ahead. So, don't be afraid to fail. We should embrace and learn from our failures because everybody fails. Failure is not a setback, but an opportunity for growth. Embrace failures as valuable life lessons and stepping stones towards success. Use them as motivation to become better, wiser, and more resilient. E, empower and show empathy to others. Lift people up and empower them to reach their full potential. Support and encourage your peers, colleagues, and loved ones on their own journeys. Be a source of inspiration and make a positive impact in the lives of others. In youth group and Sunday school at church, I have learned that a good country song teaches valuable life lessons. In the song Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw, it says, hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, don't lie. I know you have mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Don't take for granted the love this life gives you. When you get where you're going, Don't forget to turn back around and help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind. Humility and kindness helps us extend more compassion and empathy to others. Always let your light shine in this dark world, and always be humble and kind. These qualities show the spirit of the word eagle and can serve as an inspiring guide as you navigate through life. Embrace your uniqueness. Aim high. Express gratitude. Never stop learning. Don't be afraid to fail, and practice empathy. Let the eagle symbolism inspire you to soar to new heights and make a lasting positive impact on the world. Class of 2023, I conclude my charge to you today with an old Irish blessing that many of you have heard before, but is fitting for this special occasion. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. I love you all, and God bless.
Greetings to all of you on behalf of the Bladen County Board of Education and the Superintendent's Office. I want to thank everyone for coming out today to celebrate the East Bladen High School class of 2023. Seniors, I want to congratulate all of you for reaching this important milestone in life. I encourage you today to reflect upon your life and the many experiences that you have gained. And while today marks the end of your high school journey, it is a new beginning for every one of you. You should be very proud of the work that you have accomplished and be thankful for your family, your friends, your teachers, the many other school staff members, and countless others who have supported you in this journey. It is my sincere hope for all of you that you will use the knowledge that you have gained and the lessons that you have learned to make our world a better place. I pray God's blessings be upon each one of you as you embark on what life's journey has for you from this day forward. As the book of Psalms in chapter 20, verse 4 reminds us this, may God grant your heart's desire and fulfill all of your plans. Congratulations again to the East Bladen High School class of 2023. Thank you.
Students, as you come, please remember to leave your programs and your flowers at your seat. Luis Acosta Pineda. Daniel Adams, Jr. Jasmine Allen. Robert Anderson. Zaire Antone. Omarion Atkinson. Elijah Autry. Modesty Autry, cum laude. Adriana Banks. Luke Barber, summa cum laude. Sherlyn Baza Cruz. Anthony Bellinger. Renee Bell. Zakir Benson. Anais Bethay. Malcolm Bolden. Elijah Bowler, cum laude. Gabrielle Bowler. Jordan Brooks. Megan Burney, summa cum laude. Donovan Burton. Ethan Kane. A.C. Campbell, summa cum laude. Sydney Campbell, summa cum laude. Amari Coxum, cum laude. Gabrielle Colon. Abel Contreras. Lauren Council. Shazira Cromarty. Trinity Cromarty, cum laude. Anaya Davis. Marlon Davis. Laura Davison. Michaela Dixon, summa cum laude. Yanti Dobson. Quantico Fennell Jr., magna cum laude. Abigail Franzio, magna cum laude. LaShanti Gamble. Angie Garrido Perez. Gabriela Gavilanes Mendoza. Tyrion Graham. William Harrelson, cum laude. Weston Hatcher, summa cum laude. Anna Gray Eustace, summa cum laude. Cameron Highsmith. Chloe Hines. Nathan Howell. Sky Hunt. Javon Ingram. Lamontre Inman. Eric Izquierdo Hidalgo. Jeffrey Jernigan II. Amaya Johnson, cum laude. Cedarius Johnson. Chase Kuiper. Molly Kuiper. Mackenzie Kellum. James Kersey Jr. Casey Kinlaw, cum laude. Chase Knight, summa cum laude. Aaliyah Leader. Nathan Lee. Zamar Lewis. Adolfo Lopez. Leonel Lopez Perez. Amirio Martinez. Antonio Mathis Jr. Jordan Mathis. David Matias Hernandez. Katara McCall. Sierra McCoy. Turan McNeil, cum laude. Colby Medlin. Makai Miller. Christopher Monroe. LaFawn Monroe. Malachi Monroe. Shakira Murchison. Please remember, we're supposed to be quiet while everyone's having their name read so that they can have the same recognition that every other child gets. Gabrielle Nichols.
I need some officer assistance up here to the left. Staff, I would like for you to pay closer attention to the audience, and if there are any audience members that you notice that are being disruptive, please ask them to leave, and if they do not leave, please call the assistance of a deputy. Audience, please be reminded that commencement graduation ceremony is a dignified ceremony, and we, as East Bladen High School Eagles, are intending to run it as such. I say to you again that the last graduate deserves the same respect as the first graduate. I realize that it is warm in this gymnasium. However, we will halt the program as many times as necessary until we receive for our graduates the respect that they deserve.
Jacob Nixon. Spencer Padrick, summa cum laude. Evan Pate. Brianna Phillips, magna cum laude. Leonardo Ponce Vasquez, summa cum laude. Shakira Pone. Alexander Post. Joanna Priest. Carly Priest, summa cum laude. Tyler Pyatt. Joshua Rich Jr. Amari Richardson. Naquan Richardson. Ariana Ripley, summa cum laude. Kayla Robinson. Candace Robacher, cum laude. Trinity Ross. Elijah Smith. Naira Smith. Derek Spears. Alyssa Strickland, summa cum laude. Austin Tanner. Coleman Tatum, cum laude. Garrison Tatum. Jaden Taylor. Travis Taylor. Constance Terry. Tatiana Thompson. Anthony Tucker. Emma Turbeville, summa cum laude. Angel Vargas. Zasir Whitaker Harris. Cameron White, magna cum laude. Ashlyn Williams, summa cum laude. Thomas Bailey Williams. Zachary Williams.
Let's give all of our graduates a round of applause. May I have your attention for a few more minutes? your attention for a few more minutes. I would like to say, as principal, it has been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to have this group of students as my first graduating high school group of students at East Bladen High School. I would like to leave you with about 3 minutes of words. 3 minutes. And it's ironic how what I had written to say to you is very similar to what the two co-valedictorians said to you as their charge. So first I want to say to you, start off each day by completing a task, first thing. It can be as small as making a bed or as simple as folding some clothes. But once you complete one task throughout the day, all the other tasks become easier. Secondly, find someone to help paddle through your journeys. None of us are immune to life's tragic moments. However, if you have a good team and support system to work with you, it becomes easier to get to your destination. 3, measure a person by the size of their heart. It's not always the one who's the most knowledgeable that succeeds. It is often the one who has the heart to never give up. Stand tall, look to the future, and drive on. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, things are not going to work out. Don't complain, don't blame others. Stand tall, look to the future and your goals, and drive on. Failure can and will make you stronger. Life is a struggle, and the potential for failures is present. But those who live in fear of failure, hardship, and embarrassment will never achieve their potential. So take the risk. It's worth it. Give it your all in every moment, in everything you do. Reach deep down and always try your best. Have hope and give hope to others. You will find yourselves neck deep in mud one day. Smile, look for hope from others, but always be willing to give hope. And never, ever quit. Yes, this class has been through many obstacles. COVID hit you when you were in 9th grade. You've had to endure and learn how to go around the obstacles that were in front of you. And you did it, and you have succeeded. I'm going to say to you that eagles soar above the rest. Eagles fly high, and you have done just that this school year. I am extremely proud of you. I congratulate you. I say to you, if you ever need any assistance in the future, you know where the Eagle family is located. Call upon us, and we will help you. Congratulations. By the power vested in me by the Bladen County Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Jason Atkinson, and as your principal, I now pronounce you graduates of East Bladen High School. You may turn your tassels. remain seated or stand. Actually, I ask that everyone stand, but please remain in your areas until all graduates have exited the building. Staff and officers, if you will, I would like for you to please allow the graduates or provide them in an area for them to exit.